Football, pumpkin spice, and The View, all back. Yay, fall. A new season is here. They wasted no time giving Kamala Harris a glowing endorsement.
I feel hopeful again.
People evolve and grow.
That's right.
Yeah, and the difference, perhaps now, is someone has actually admitted it. She has always been who she was.
I've been talking to a lot of pollsters. Just say this, we live in such an era of polarization that she's running a flawless campaign. She could ride out on a Pegasus with bald eagles and a sword, and she's not going to pull 10 points ahead because people tend to vote against the other party and with the jersey that they wear. That said, she's running really smart.
Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor, and he joins us now. Joe, what do you think about those comments?
Oh, well, the campaign of Kamala Harris, Carly, it was flawless for 4 weeks because Kamala Harris was the, chat GPT candidate, right? Programmed, scripted, homogenized, only spoke what was fed to her in a teleprompter a la Ron Burgundy. But then she provided her economic plan 2 weeks ago and talked about price fixing on businesses like supermarkets, which operate at a profit margin under 2%. She talked about $25,000 just handed out for free to new homeowners, which would crash the economy similar to what it did in 2008. And then Kamala Harris then insisted in that rhetorical Swedish massage interview with CNN and Dana Bash last week that 4 years ago, she said on a debate stage that she was pro-fracking. That never happened. That was shown to be a lie. So, and obviously, by the way, these Gold Star videos around what Morgan Ortagus was talking about with you earlier, those have been devastating. And the vice president refusing to meet with them or even speak to them speaks volumes. So the first 4 weeks were flawless because she didn't really have to say anything outside what was provided to her. But now more and more it has become unflawless. And a big example of that, and I'll leave it here, guys. Nate Silver's 538 forecast now shows Donald Trump having a 14-point advantage over Kamala Harris in terms of his chances to win the election. It's been a definitive trend, ironically, since the Democratic National Convention, which shows no bounce despite being what was called then as flawless. So that's where we're at this point. Donald Trump seems to have some momentum, not Kamala Harris.
That silver forecast is fascinating, Joe. And let's face it, it's been a fun summer. Joe's been here a couple times, and each time Joe came into studio, he would always leave us with one query, one question. Gosh, I wonder what Joy Behar is thinking right now. He said it every time. Well, Joe, here's your answer.
You know how much it costs? $40,000 is a typical IVS.
That's true. About $20,000 per cycle.
Yeah. So, and the government will pay for it if the insurance companies will. That's their idea of what? That's called socialism, according to their definition of socialism. So Donald Trump is a Marxist.
Oh, man, she is something unique. But, Joe, she has no problem wasting billions upon billions of dollars on illegals here, basically stealing from the American citizen. But when it comes to a loving couple wanting to have a baby, she resorts to name-calling, Joe.
Wow, Todd. Yeah, the difference, the old saying is, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits, while stupidity does not. And Joy Behar is Exhibit A in terms of that quote. And this is what we can expect for the final 9 weeks of the campaign. I didn't have Donald Trump is a Marxist on my bingo card, but here we are, and we're going to get that from The View, which is part of ABC's news division, by the way, and they host that debate next week. What we can expect from CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, Politico, down the line. It's going to be a push to get Kamala Harris over the finish line, and by doing that, you can't really tout her policies because we don't quite know what they are, but it's to attack Donald Trump. But again, the boy who cried wolf, the joy who cried wolf in this situation, eventually it falls on deaf ears. And that was totally organic. Didn't even think of that one until it came.
Okay,
thank you.
So, Joe, we all heard that clip of Kamala Harris making her speech in Detroit a couple days ago, sounding like she's never sounded before. So she has changed her positions. Now critics are saying she changes who she are and how she speaks, depending on what part of the country she's speaking in. Peter Doocy asked Karine Jean-Pierre about that. And here's how this exchange went down. Listen here.
Since when does the vice president have what sounds like a southern accent?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well,
I mean, this is...
She was talking about unions in Detroit.
I'm not even going to entertain some question about the president. It's just, hearing it sounds so ridiculous.
She's not going to entertain it. What do you think?
Kamala Harris's fake accent is a really bad imitation of Hillary Clinton's fake Southern accent meets AOC's fake accent. And I can't understand for the life of me why those in attendance cheer this stuff. I mean, aren't you a little insulted that the candidate who grew up in a nice area of Canada and then lived in California for decades and has zero roots in the South is speaking to you like you're an idiot? That's a rhetorical question, guys. But seriously, I mean, a lot of politicians do this, and everybody's like, yay. You're like, aren't you like, no, you don't speak that way. Stop doing this. Please.
Well, the presidential debate's going to be in Philadelphia next week, so we'll see if anybody breaks out a Philly accent.
Water?
We're all
bagels,
ears on that one.
Water? A lot of water discussions. Water.
Cheesesteak?
Cheesesteak, water?
Cheesesteak.
Whiz?
Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day, everybody.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.